another episode of Buzz with Momma T. Here at Untouchable Productions Studio, housed in the same building as Little Bobby's Bar and Grill here in McIntosh, Minnesota. McIntosh, Minnesota. Did I say that enough times? Tonight's episode is actually brought to us in part by a sponsor. We've got Jared's Grocery here in McIntosh, Minnesota. He is the best small town grocer. You go to this guy, if he doesn't have it, which he probably does. If he doesn't have it, he'll get it for you. And if he doesn't get it for you or he can't get it for you, you don't really need it. If you go and mention this ad, next time you're in town, you go to Jared's Grocery, downtown McIntosh, Minnesota, stop by and mention this ad from the Buzz and get 2 gallons of 2% milk for only $8. Mm-hmm. Got milk?
It's National Dairy Month.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
June is, yeah.
Tonight we are joined by Diane Dyson-Ott from KBXE.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, thanks. How about yourself, Tanya?
Oh, well, you know, I'm doing wonderful. We had a good weekend. We had a video release party yesterday. We had a wedding here. Little Bobby's isn't just a place for food and music, everyone. We also, if you follow the Facebook page at all, we also had a proposal on our stage and a month ago. And then on Friday, we also had a wedding here. So it's not just a place for great food and great music. I mean, come get married. I mean, why not, right?
There you go.
So you are with KBXE. How long have you been with them?
Well, I've been volunteering for a year now. I had my year anniversary show. A year ago, my first show was.
And what do your shows consist of?
Mine are a little spicier. We have like a little format we got to follow.
Oh, I like spicy.
Well, they like new stuff, and I like to promote a lot of Minnesota artists and that. And, little jazz, a little this and that. So I let a couple others do the jazz.
And blues once in a while.
Blues, yeah.
Can't imagine who I might be talking about, right? You've played Little Bobby on your show.
Oh, many. That's how I came to go watch him at Log Jammers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how we met. Yeah.
Because I played as him on my show on the river and thought, oh, he's out. I got to see him. It was like 3 miles from my house. I got to go. And it was awesome.
He knows how to put on a heck of a show, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was fun.
So what got you started over at KBXE?
Well, I've always wanted to, I guess, Terry Train. She was a DJ down in Minneapolis on KQ, the big radio station down there. And as a teenager, I thought, well, it'd be fun, but I didn't know how to do it. And the years go on, and I always lived too far from where they were doing it. And when I moved up here to Bemidji, finally, they had the class, and one of my friends said, come on, let's do it. So, okay.
So you've always been a music lover, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, yeah. But up here, just the explosion of music. I was one of the regular radio formatted kind, you hear you listen to what they're playing. It's like, well, but there's so much.
There is, and there's a lot of local talent around here. We'll be joined on the second half of the show. We're going to be joined by a local musician that's been with some bands here locally. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, when is your show? That's.
Well, I like doing Dan calls it the night owl shift.
Okay.
The 9 to midnight on Saturdays. But I do it, I try to do every other Saturday because I do like having life on weekends sometimes too.
A life? What is that?
I'll gotta play a little. Well, like this weekend, I went to the concert, went to see Buddy Guy.
You got to see Buddy Guy?
I did. It was fabulous. It was, and Samantha Fish.
Oh, and see, we just had her older sister Amanda here for the Women of the Blues Festival.
Yeah,
boy, she is just a sweetheart too. That girl. I mean,
she was. Yeah. She was super.
She's just so sweet.
And I thought, wow, their family get-togethers must be incredible.
Oh, right. When I did an interview with her for my newsletter, and one of my questions I asked musicians for the artist interview section, I usually ask them, well, who was your favorite musician that you've ever played with, and you know why? And she said, I don't get to do it very often or often enough, but I love playing with my sister.
Oh, neat. I mean, it was just got to be phenomenal. Both of them have such rich voices.
Oh, and they're both so amazing.
Yeah,
that whole show was great.
It was very good. And last week or Friday too. And so it's fun.
What did you do before you were with KBXE?
Well, that's just my volunteer for fun thing. I do have a real.
I mean, like musically. Do you do anything else musically besides KBXE?
Well, for my job, I've gotten to drive some musicians.
So you're the driver?
Yeah.
Motor coach?
Yes. I've gotten it started out with after kicking it old school at Northern Lights.
Okay.
Oh God, I don't know what the year was. And the guys are walking out, and it was Tone Loc, Bobby Brown, and Flava Flav.
With the great big clock around his neck.
Yeah, it was a smaller one. But oh man, it was one of the funnest trips I've ever done, because they were just fun.
Where did you take them?
I took them first to Sioux City, Iowa, to the oh my God, now I can't. It's a bar, famous one. Oh, Hard Rock.
Oh,
thank you.
Good.
And then after that show, then I took Bobby Brown and his cousin down to Omaha. So
for a gig, or just driving them home?
Drove them to the airport.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know where. Then I drove back to Bemidji empty.
What year was that?
I don't want to say it was like 4 years ago.
Oh, that sounds like
it was really fun. And the really fun part was, since I'm office manager at my job, I was on the phone with their handlers, and the one says, "Oh yeah, you're gonna, this and this and this is getting on," and he's like, "I really don't know how well they get along." And
you're just telling me that now?
Thanks. But it was.
You might have to be bouncer too, not just driver. Don't make me pull this motor coach over. Right. I'll make you kids walk.
Under the luggage rack you go.
I'm strapping you to the hood like a freaking deer. Yeah. Who else have you driven?
John Fogarty and his family. Just brought him to a little airport in Park Rapids. Molly Hatchett.
Wow.
38 Special. Those guys were just little jaunts from the Bemidji airport.
So did you actually get to have conversations and get to know them?
With some of them are they're tired, I suppose, from traveling, and
I just want to sleep. Leave me the hell alone.
But some are real friendly, and that's it. And also the tech crew for Kansas, like the light tech, and they flew. The band flew, but me and another driver brought them out to, I want to say, Deadwood. This cute little casino hotel. That's where they were playing. And it was amazing. They gave us VIP backstage passes. So, and, tickets to the concert, which were, like 10 rows back. Hey, that is wonderful. So I went in the back, and I was just watching what's going on with all their meet and greets, and that just I didn't want to be part of it. I just was
right, because you're just the driver. You're just like,
it was cool as
long as they took care of the driver. You always got to take care of the driver, man.
Well, yeah.
But that, I've been the driver before, and if you're driving for the right people, the driver always gets taken care of. If they didn't, I wouldn't be here today. Well, that's a long story, but
Oh, it was fun. So, as I was leaving before the concert was going to start, going to my 10th row seat, one of the bartenders says, hey, you're the bus driver. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, you sit right here. So instead of 10th row, I was 10 feet. Just sat there, it was cool as hell. It was
special preferences. See? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I suppose, you know, the one with, who did you say it was? Flava Flav. And I bet you that was a really smoky bus ride.
Like I told Flava Flav, we're in northern Minnesota. It's 2:30 in the morning. We're on dark country roads. What happens in the back of the bus stays in the back of the bus.
Of course, because you have to be professional and you have to be able to drive. So what other celebrities have you met? Who was the most fun?
The rappers were definitely,
of course, the rappers are the most, because you know they're high and laughing all the time, I suppose.
Yeah, and then I found out as they're talking with other, I don't know which one had his bandmates, and they're chit chatting, and Flav's like, "That's my cousin," and it's like, no way, and it was just cool. It was just neat listening to that. They were all in a good mood, and so. So
tell me a little more about KBXE. When you first started there, like what made you decide that that's what you wanted to do with your show? Like you said, you don't set your own format.
Well, to a degree, I follow a little bit. Like they want maybe 3 new shows an hour or new songs, and I'll do 10.
I just tried.
Well, yeah, and
you're just going above and beyond.
Yeah, especially Minnesota ones.
There's a lot of good artists.
There is, and that's. I've got friends down in the cities. One of them I went to school with, and they're like, "Oh, thanks, man. They're on Spotify, and they're a band, and they're moving. So get them on local airwaves too. Well, up north.
Absolutely, and you've given Little Bobby a lot of airplay. Are there what other artists here in the area?
Oh, Corey Medina.
Oh,
I always got to play some of his, and now I've played like Sharon Kerfman the last time, and I played all 3. I couldn't find any from Dwa, but the other Lori and that I found this stuff, and I played that a segment. Said this is going to be at Little Bobby's and da.
Oh, that's awesome! I missed that show. I'm so sorry. Yeah. No, Bobby did that with his radio show, but he also does Little Bobby's Juke Joint. Excuse me. Every Wednesday night on 90.1 Pioneer Radio. Oh, look at that! Look at how good my producer is. Oh, by the way,
excellent.
Every Wednesday, 90.1. By the way, happy birthday to my producer. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your family day to do this for us. I mean,
yeah,
isn't he sweet?
Yeah, this is fun. This is just.
Oh yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say. I do that all the time, but it probably has to do with the drink I had before. Beforehand. Corey Medina, and then I went to the Juke Joint. Yeah, and he played a show like that too. Right before the Women of the Blues thing, he spotlighted all those artists too. So that's and Dwa is actually I know if you go to the Spirit Remains. Yeah, that's if you look up the Spirit Remains. I've also got something else here. So, as you know, we've got different artists, different live music. We've got Elvis coming, and I'll talk about that in a minute here. Bobby's going to be playing with Dwa. Now that we brought it up, I might as well plug this now. Saturday, June 15th is free admission. It's called Bina Fest. Oh, yeah. It's in Bina, Minnesota. Bring your own chair. There's like all kinds of crazy family stuff. There's bed races, hot dog eating contest, cornhole tournament, tug of war. There's a great lineup of music, including Corey Medina and Dwa with the Spirit Remains, who will also be joined by Little Bobby. Cool. And I guess originally they were going to open up for Great White, but there was something that happened. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it or not. So it's actually going to be Dawkins that Bobby and the Spirit Remains are going to be opening for. Wow. Yeah, I was like, so, and no, I might not have all of the details perfect, but if you want any more information about it, like times of this or that, you go to info@BinaFest. Wait. For more information, go to BinaFest@LeechLakeGaming.com. So if you guys don't remember, the first episode I did, Dua was my first guest, and she's actually sitting where I am, and I was over there, and we had a really good show. It was a whole lot of fun. And I'm hearing that my next guest hasn't gotten the email yet. Well, that's not good. We still got another 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
What did you do this weekend?
I was down in St. Cloud. I'd met some friends that I'd kind of known. Well, one of them I knew real well from high school. And we went to see Buddy Guy and Samantha Fish. And then we just kind of farted around. He'd never been to Munzinger Gardens, which is, right on the Mississippi River. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So
that sounds like a heck of a show.
Yeah. So, what?
One of those shows you gotta bring your earplugs so you don't lose your hearing. Yeah, I've been sitting stage side for a couple of years now. So I'm kind of tone deaf a little bit. Like there's certain tones I can't hear. Not that I can sing it to apparently, but there's certain tones I can't hear. And unfortunately, one of the ones I'm almost deaf to is the range that Bobby's voice is in.
No tuning with him, huh?
Yeah, so, but, good. Well, that worked. Okay, perfect. But no, so he likes to say that it's probably because I did factory work. So I did factory work in fast food like most of my life, and last I think 3 years I've been here for 3 years, and for a decade before that I was making sugar out of sugar beets. Oh,
you mean those things you see smashed all over the road?
Yeah,
I read about that.
Yeah, so it's a process, and it was a fun job, but it was really loud. And so Bobby says, well, it's because you were in a factory. No, I actually, I wore my hearing protection when I was there. I've been stage side for 3 years, so I think that's probably because they check your hearing there every year, and mine didn't even start to decline until the very last year, and I think I was working there for about a year.
Well, that was worth it, right?
Yeah, definitely. But
it was fun though. It was he's 87 years old,
and he can still play on a hell of a show, huh?
And then not only that, but then he goes remote and he walks through the audience with his guitar, and he goes up and down. I mean, not just over here, he goes up and down. So everybody gets within 10 feet of him.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was neat. He's got people around him that kind of shoo, but he lets, he'll stand and let people take pictures. It was like, yeah, man, that's what it's about.
Isn't it great being in the audience when they do that? Like Bobby does that too. We used to have one of those little plug-in things, and I'm pretty sure the Empire video, you can see him going out into the audience, and they get right up next to you.
Yeah, that is neat because it is a whole different.
It's like they're including you, like you're special. You're not just somebody out in the dark audience.
Yeah,
you're the reason I'm doing this. If you didn't have fans,
he would have them turn the lights on over the audience. They had other spotlights. He says, "I'm here for you, and I want to see who you are." I was like, "Wow, that's pretty neat, Bobby and Buddy." It was neat. That was very cool.
And then, where was this?
At the Ledge.
Okay.
In Waite Park. It's an outdoor amphitheater, kind of by the quarries.
And it was he opening for Samantha Fish, or was that someplace else?
Samantha Fish opened for him.
Oh,
yeah.
I was going to say that would seem kind of backwards.
And then she closed with him too.
Oh,
yeah. So that was really cool.
So you did something else this weekend, I thought you said.
Just to the gardens, and we went garage sailing. This is a very strange coincidence. My friends really meet people very easily, and they talk, and they've had lots of experiences. And the people at the garage sale, we were at Buddy Guy too. Oh, really? And they start talking. Turns out the guy at the garage sale, he graduated like 2 years before me, and a year after my friend. From the same high school. And when I heard his name, I'm like, well, yeah, I hung around with your sister. So and this is from like 43 years ago.
Wow.
And here
Small world.
Oh, that was very cool. Small world.
So where do you see you this volunteer thing you're doing with KBXE? So tell me a little bit about KBXE itself. It's a sister company or something.
Well, KAXE from Grand Rapids, I call it the mothership.
Okay.
But most of it is run by volunteer DJs. I mean, not run by, but I mean, they have a board, and it is public radio. So they have stuff from NPR and that. But the on the river, and they have a back porch segment, and different shows that they have are volunteer.
And back porch, is that like blues?
I think so.
Because like when
folksy and country, and
when Lady J was here, she's the blues historian, and she was talking about the difference between front porch and back porch. And back porch is like when the women were out there like washing the laundry and hanging it up, or cooking or whatever. That's the back porch blues. And your front porch blues would be all the dudes getting together and
strumming.
Yeah.
And
So she was so good.
She was very entertaining here at the Blues Fest too, as the DJ or MC.
Yeah.
She did. She was really fun to watch.
So what do you want to? Do you want to get? I'm not sure how to ask the question. Are you content with the way your volunteerism at KBXE is going?
Yeah.
Did you want to get more hours over there?
Yeah, I can. There's a lot of times when there's like, help, we have an emergency fill-in, but my other job comes first. So that's why I like Saturdays. And then there's no adult supervision.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
maybe not. Depends. Depends. Where do you see yourself with them in 5 years?
I hope I'm still volunteering. I don't need to. I think if I had it.
You're running a station?
No, because then it takes the fun away.
Oh,
for me right now, it is fun. I have a ball.
Oh yeah, like every Sunday I can just sit here and chill out and hang out and talk with my friends and talk about my boyfriend a lot because this is his studio and his name's on the side of the building and,
that's right.
And he plays really good music and it's on the charts. I mean, how lucky am I? Right?
Yeah. Fun.
See, where are we going here? Okay, I've got that. We did that. Oh, that's for the end. And let's go back to that. Oh, wait. Where's my viewers? I don't have any. I'm not seeing any comments. Yeah, usually at the end of the show. Oh, look at that. I forgot to click the button. Bill Bobby's is a place for love. I woke up from the happiness. Well, I don't know where that comment. Yeah, so I've got a comment here, but I think he misunderstood. The wedding wasn't us. We threw a wedding for some friends on our stage, just to make that clear. I'm going to throw this out here again. Tonight's episode was brought to you in part by Jared's Grocery right here, downtown McIntosh, Minnesota. Best hometown grocer around. If he doesn't have it, he'll get it. And if he can't, you don't need it. Mention this ad the next time you're there. Oh, hi, Margie. I see you. Next time you're over at Jared's, mention you saw this ad on the Buzz with Momma T and get 2 gallons of 2% milk for only $8. Got milk? Okay, where are we at? Oh, we still got 5 minutes left.
Hot diggity.
So now what are we going to talk about?
Well,
What's your favorite musician? You don't have to say Little Bobby. I'm not paying you.
No, because there's so many now. We went down to Red Wing, the Big Turn Music Festival. It was in February. It's like, what else are you gonna do in February? You know, there was no snow to go snowshoeing or snowmobiling or anything, and it was phenomenal. I think 50 artists throughout the town on Friday and Saturday, and you could just go. They were timed sporadically. You could just go and listen to one, think, I'm not really feeling that. Walk down the street, go into the bicycle repair shop, and here's this guy on his amp and playing. And it was the coolest thing. We heard, the brothers Burn Mountain, Bemidji Brewery had them.
Oh, wow. And
we saw them at Big Turn. So it's like, let's get one of their. It's just a way to promote them and you know, let's go. Yeah, I'll buy your CD. I'll play you on the radio. And those guys are from Duluth.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, and 2 brothers and just so many other ones. And that's what makes it fun, because we can meet these people. You know, like how I met you and Bobby.
Right? You go to a show and it's all networking. It's all, speaking of networking, why don't you plug your show one more time?
On the River, KAXE 91.7 and KBXE 90.5 or KAXE.org. And that's it. Or what?
When?
Oh, On the River is on every day, 9 to noon and 7 to 10, and then Saturday, or Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays 9 to midnight, and that's when I like to do it.
At night.
My next one is going to be this coming Saturday.
Well, I can't freaking wait.
I like to. You ain't gonna get sleepy during my show. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and see, I was like, you know what? I really want this chair because it's so comfortable. And Bobby says, well, make sure you're not sitting there rocking back and forth. You know, it's kind of distracting. Well, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm sitting in a regular chair. I notice I do move a lot.
Well,
what was that?
Oh, later.
Well, I was going to do that, but I'll wait until you leave.
So yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy doing it. It's something I never thought at the ripe old age of 60 I'd be doing it.
You just said how old you were. Well, I guess I can do it too. I'll be 50 years old here next month.
Woohoo! Big celebration. Are they closing the streets down?
Oh, jeez. Well, Bobby's got something planned, I'm sure. He said he's going to do something.
Yeah, it's fun. You guys are so cute together.
Oh, stop.
You are. You get all girly and googly eyed.
Oh, I do not.
You do too.
And the way I talk about him, you'd think I'm in love with him or something.
You're a good team. You guys are a very good team.
I
wish you all well, and this is fun.
Well, I wanted to thank you for being on my show tonight, Diane.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it was fun. Just you can sit over in the bar and have another drink, and
maybe a light one.
Yeah.
I gotta drive home still.
Oh yeah, all right. I can fix you a snack if you hang around.
I can have Pepsi. There we go. I will wait.
Pepsi, don't say that word.
Oh, Coke.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you, Tanya.
Thanks, Diane.
You have a good night.
See you later. I'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. Let's talk about next weekend. So, like I said, there is being a fest next weekend, and I wouldn't even be bringing it up if Dwight and Bobby were playing there, because we have Elvis here next weekend. Sean Wallen is going to be here on Saturday, June 15th at 5 p.m. Y'all have to make sure you come on out here and watch him. He puts on a hell of a show. I mean, this guy really sells it. He gets his little kicks in the air and everything. So that would be this Saturday. And don't let anybody tell you that Elvis is dead, because He's alive and well, and he plays here in McIntosh, Minnesota, once a month for the rest of the year. Next month, it'll be July 26th at 7 p.m. And you all can read, but if you can't and you're just listening to this, August 31st at 5 p.m., September 28th at 8 p.m., October 19th at 5 p.m., November 9th at 5 p.m., and then in December, we're going to have a Blue Christmas on the 21st at 5 p.m. So make sure you come on out and meet Elvis in person. So here's my second guest here. This is Josh Whitlow, formerly with the bands Deliverance and Pick Six. How you doing tonight, Josh?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is so much fun. This is just like I can just sit here and visit with any celebrity I can find.
Yes, celebrity,
that
right.
actually. So you're going to be here the weekend after next.
Right. Correct.
What time was that again? We scheduled that for 7.
Was it 7 o'clock?
I think so.
Or was it 6 o'clock? I don't know. I get there early sometimes and just start.
Let's see. We've got some comments here. Oh, Paul Testa. Well, you go ahead and tell Bonnie Raitt hello from us too. Thanks, Paul. That's sweet, Paulie T. So Josh, you are with you have formerly been with 2 different bands, or I'm guessing there could probably be more too.
I played with a lot of different artists over the years. I guess I started with Deliverance. I was about 23 years old. So, and those guys were all in their 40s. So that was a treat. They kind of lived vicariously through me, I think. But so I was with Deliverance for quite a few years, 10, 11 years.
And if people aren't familiar with Deliverance, where did they play? What did they play?
Deliverance actually started in 1971. Chuck LaRock, and he was a guitar player. It was one of the original members. And Dave Oakland from Fire. If anybody remembers the band Fire, Dave was originally in Deliverance. And I think by the time I got in there, I was probably the 5th or 6th drummer in the band. And that's how I started, was drumming. And then they found out I could sing, so I would sing and drum for a while. And then I left for a while and did some studio work. And then I came back, and they had replaced me with a different drummer. And they asked me if I wanted my drumming spot back. And I said, no, I think I'll just sing.
If I was that easily replaced, I mean,
right.
A lot less work, a lot less of a workout, just singing alone, huh?
Well, it was more fun to be up front and singing than having to, be the guy that has to set up all the drums, and then you're the last one to leave. And by the time you get your drums torn down, the girls all left with the guitar players, So, yeah.
This reminds me of a joke I read. If you are fangirl in a band, hit on the drummer instead of the lead singer. It'll throw the whole band's hierarchy off.
Oh, yeah. 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 No, I had a lot of fun. And then I left Deliverance. The band kind of dissolved, and some of the members started a band called Cold Shot.
Cold Shot?
Yeah.
I think I remember that one.
Yep. And so, and the rest of us just kind of, I had small kids at home, so I just kind of took a break for a while. And then a few years went by, and I started my own band called Pick Six. And we played for a while, and it was kind of short-lived because we were getting good, and we had booked some big shows, and we played Kicking Up Country on a Saturday. And the following week, my drummer went back to New Mexico, and one of my guitar players went back to Tennessee, and I was stuck with half a band.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So then I just started getting fill-in, bass players, and our original bass player died on us.
Oh, no.
So I was getting fill-ins, and it got to be too much work trying to book gigs and try to make sure everybody was available. And so then I just kind of stopped for a while, and then I DJ'd for a while. And
Oh, where did you DJ with?
Well, I was the regular DJ every Friday and Saturday at the Rusty Nail in Thief River. For about 3 years, I did the video DJ there. And then I did the music for the Norskies, Thief River Falls Norskies hockey team.
Okay.
I did
The
all the music
Norskies.
for them and the music for the high school boys hockey team, and a lot of the Triffaha games. I'd go, just volunteer my time to go do the music, because those little kids just loved when they were in that big arena and got the full show of the music and everything. But that was a lot of fun. And then I just started up doing my own thing, with the background tracks and strumming along a little bit on guitar. I'm not very good at guitar, but you can't hear me over the background tracks. So, and singing and just.
So so you have your own music, or do you just do covers, or?
Covers. Yep. I do covers. I do a lot of classic country, the Merle Haggard and the Waylon Jennings and Charlie Pride, Willie Nelson.
Oh my goodness.
And then, I kind of spread out the music. I do Buddy Holly. I do Elvis. A little bit of everything. Some shows, when I was at Bobby's last time, we had somebody from Hawaii and they wanted a Hawaiian song. Well, the only thing I could think of was Don Ho Tiny Bubbles. They loved it. So I guess
you've been in music for 30 years now?
Yeah, I suppose about 30 years. I started actually playing drums when I was about 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I had a little toy drum set, and those weren't very sturdy, so I kind of wrecked all the heads on that. And then I was about 7 or 8, and then the high school band teacher, I was probably in 3rd grade, and the high school band teacher found out, I was interested in drumming. He brought me down. He told my mom, he said, get him a snare drum, get him started. And when I was in the 3rd grade, most of the people in band, elementary band, start in 5th and 6th grade, Well, I started with them when I was in 3rd grade. And by the time I was in 5th grade, I was playing the drum set for the pep band, high school pep band.
Sweet.
So, and when I was
you were a child prodigy is what you're trying to tell me.
When I was in 6th grade, I beat out a senior for lead drummer in the senior high band.
Awesome.
So started drumming very young.
So you're gonna bring some drums when you come here, so you can.
No.
You and Bobby can have a drum off.
Right? No.
I almost said something else, and I was like, "Don't say it like that."
I can imagine what you were thinking.
I'm sure everyone else can too at this point.
But no, I just sing, and like I said, I'll try anything. I always say I'll try anything twice. So
I'll say I'll try anything once, twice if I like it, 3 times if it's free.
Right.
So when you got this first drum set,
yep,
who gave it to you?
My mom and dad.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought maybe you had an aunt or an uncle that like maybe hated your parents.
No, we were in a house. It was an old house downtown Argyle. I was about 10 years old, and I had it set up in the bedroom upstairs, and I played those drums all day long in the summer. And everybody out in the street could hear me playing. My mom was downstairs. She tolerated it. I don't think I could do that with a kid.
Oh, right.
But
Bobby got his first drum set from an aunt and uncle. And I was just remembering when you said that when my son was young, my loving dear sister decided she was going to buy him a drum set. Thank God he never got into it.
But drums got me into music. I mean, that's how I got in the band, and that's how I got to play in the studio and, play drums on background tracks in the studio, and then met some great artists. And, I've met I got some friends that are pretty famous, but.
Oh, yeah?
Well, do you remember Chad Brock? She said yes. I said why. That was his big song in the 90s. Yeah, I got to know him pretty good, and Dwayne Allen from the Oak Ridge Boys, and
oh wow,
the drummer from Diamond Rio. I met a lot of guys, Blackhawk, Sawyer Brown, Tim McGraw, Exile. I mean, the Exile guys were great. I mean, I remember sitting around talking, and it was what was it, a Jimmy Dean talent roundup or whatever it was. It's kind of like a talent contest, and the judges were two of the guys from Exile and one guy from Kentucky Headhunters. It was the short, stubby bass player from Kentucky Headhunters. And I got done and I was talking with those guys, and the guys from Exile were like, "You're really, really good," And then the guy from Kentucky Headhunters said, "I'm a little chubby guy, but he said, yeah, too bad you're not marketable." Well, they're looking for the Tim McGraws and the Keith Urbans and that.
Well,
and the guy from Exile turned to him and he looked at him. He says, "And you are?"
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that was a good, and my kids have been involved. I worked with these guys over the years, and I worked backstage at Kicking Up Country for quite a few years, and the shows at the Marshall County Fair in Warren, and I had already known a couple of the guys from Oak Ridge Boys, and I had taken my kids in there really little to see them at the Chester Fritz, and they got to meet the band, and my son got sticks from the drummer, and so then when they came to Warren, my kids got to meet him again and got to know him. But my kids always went to these shows. So, they've met Confederate Railroad and Sawyer Brown and the Oak Ridge Boys and Diamond Rio Exile. They've met all these people backstage. And at Kicking Up Country, they hung out with Low Cash Cowboys and, who's the young guy now? I can't remember his name. But anyway, they met all these artists. And so my daughter was probably 12 or 13, and my son was 11 or 10. And one of my daughter's friends, I took him to Luke Bryan at the Alaris in Grand Forks. And we sat kind of higher up in the back on the risers on the main floor. And I'm like, okay, they're finally going to go to a concert and get to know what it's like just to go as a regular person, and just see the show from, one of my former guitar player from Pick Six, he had a buddy from high school who used to be Brad Paisley's road manager, or guitar tech road manager, and then he went on with Taylor Swift, and then he was with Luke Bryan, and I don't know how he found out we were there, but we're watching the show, and Luke Bryan did about 4 songs, and we're in the risers towards the back, and we're the second to back row. Still decent on the main floor. And my kids are dancing in the last row behind us because there was nobody there. And all of a sudden, my daughter taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, Dad, this guy wants to know if you want to go up front." And I turned around, and it was this road manager. And he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." So we brought the kids right down front to the stage, and some older people were there, college kids, and they took the kids and threw them up on their shoulders, and they got to touch Luke Bryan's hand and everything else. And I'm going, "Oh, crap. I just wanted them to have a regular concert experience, and they're getting this treatment again." So they've been spoiled, and I just hope, they get to go to a concert sometime in the nosebleed and sit behind a pole. So, my kids too, they're really into music. My son plays drums, he plays guitar, he plays bass guitar, he played bass in the orchestra. My daughter played violin, and she's an excellent singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a
you're
great.
going to get a family band together?
Well, I don't know, we'll see. Me and her have sang together at a couple funerals, and just messing around at the house. And she doesn't. I've asked her before when I was playing at like the VFWs and stuff, and she'd come out. I'm like, "Come and sing a song with me." She's kind of nervous. But when she was in high school, she got this. When she was a senior in high school, she was in the Thief River Falls Choir. And if you know of Darcy Reese, this Thief River Falls Choir,
It's amazing.
And at the Christmas show, my daughter got a solo, and I can't remember, was it Silent Night or something? But she was singing this solo, and I was just like stunned. I was like, I can't believe she sings like this, and it actually made me tear up. I just, she is.
Oh my God, is that my kid?
Yeah, right. Just so proud. And they enjoy all kinds of music. My kids still, they listen to the older country. They still remember riding around in my old Yukon. Bobby knows the Yukon. We did many road trips in that, but and they remember the Night Ranger cassette going in, and so they
Night Ranger. Were you? Do you know any of them?
no.
Because my stepdad actually, can't remember if you just sang with them or. I remember we saw them in Newfoundland. I think it was Newfoundland. No, somewhere over there, Middle River, Goose Fest maybe.
Maybe.
But I remembered my stepdad talking. He was still alive at the time. And I remember back when I was a kid, him talking about them. And I remember him being on stage at some point. And I was like, wait, you're Night Ranger? Do you guys remember a guy named Les Reed? Oh, yeah. Tell him we said hi. Like, oh, I know this band. I've known this band since I was a kid. I mean.
And what people don't realize is a lot of these famous bands, they're just regular people. They treat you, if you treat them, you don't get starstruck and you hang out with them and you just treat them like a regular Joe, they'll treat you the same way. But if you start getting people that are, mobbing them for autographs, that's when they get a little shy. But yeah, and most of them are pretty decent to deal with. Some of them get a little bit of an ego. I'm not going to say names like Tim McGraw, but he's kind of high on himself. But
you would never say that.
I did say that. Yeah. But,
some people, they don't want to be bothered on their off time for an autograph. But, I feel that's just ridiculous just because, okay, you are out in public. You did make a name for yourself. Yes, I understand you want some time with your family, but when you put yourself out there like that, who got you where you are? Right. Not just your talent. The fans got you where you are. And if you're rude to the fans, then you're not going to have any.
Right. And it's like my shows, like I said, I'll try any. You want a song, if I know it, if I've even heard it, I'll try it. I might screw it up. I might do terrible, but I'll try it. Unless they request Spice Girls or something like that, then they got to wait. They got to wait for a break, and I'll play it. But
which one are you? Which one are you? Sporty Spice?
Oh, look at me! I'm scary.
Oh, Scary Spice. Okay.
But anyway, when I do a show, it's I'm not there for me. I'm there for the people that come to see me, and right. As long as they're having a good time, I'm having a good time. It's not about making money. 2 weeks ago, I went over to East Grand Forks to the American Legion, and I set up in the back, and I told them, I says, I just want to help out your club. I didn't charge them anything, and people came funneled to the back room, and I put out my cowboy hat on the stage for tips, and I got a couple $100 in tips, and everybody had a good time. And
well, that's awesome.
It's fun.
Well, I mean, it doesn't always have to be about money. I mean, like if you're playing because you enjoy it, if you're playing because people are enjoying you, I mean, that's still an ego boost. I mean, and if you got a day job, then and don't rely on that income. Yeah. How old are your kids now?
I've got my oldest will be 27. My daughter she's 20. My other son is 18. And then I've got a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old.
Oh, wow.
They're kind of spread out.
When you come here, you can bring them all. As long as my kitchen's open, we'll see if we can throw some kids on the stage with you.
Yeah. Have you seen my
we'll have a big family night.
When I come with my gear, my pickup's full already.
I suppose. Well, they're old enough; they can drive themselves.
Right.
Do we have any more viewer comments here? Well, we should get some viewer questions. If we've got viewers, they should be asking questions too.
Right. But if you're around in a couple of weeks, stop out at Little Bobby's. I mean, when I was there last time, we didn't have a big crowd, but we had a fun crowd.
They're always fun here. And see, then that's so much better. It's so much better to have like an intimate setting, like 5-10 people that are actually there to appreciate the music, that
Right.
appreciate what you're doing and the effort you put forth. It's, it's not just you jumping on that stage and putting on a show. There's all kinds of practice involved. There's all kinds of time that people don't see, all kinds of effort that you're putting in that people don't see any of that. All they see is, why can't you play my song? But those 5-10 people that are there just for you is a whole lot better than a whole house full of people that are like, turn it down. Why
Yeah.
can't you play my song?
I love
Why
when
don't you know Spice Girls?
people come up and play Journey. I'm like, are you going to sing it? 'Cause I got a couple Journey songs, acoustic versions, I'll do it and drop the key a little bit and, wing it. I mean, when I was there last time, what did I did Soul Man, I do CCR, I do Leonard Skinner, I do, like I said, all the country artists. 50s, 60s, older country, 90s country, Garth Brooks. I do a lot of George Strait, George Jones.
Randy Travis?
I can do some Randy Travis.
I love Randy Travis. We've been listening to it nonstop. We've had an album on loop. One of my favorite ones, the one that has "I'm Gonna Love You Forever."
Forever and Ever, Amen.
Yeah, that one.
That's a good song.
I think that's my favorite one. I remember listening to that when I was a kid. I'd go over to the neighbor's house and they were always playing Randy Travis, and it was always that song, and I had never heard it before. My stepdad was like, he liked country and stuff. Like he was one of these guys that would come home from work and he'd change the TV to CMT, and then he'd get up, he'd go take a shower, he'd come back out. Who changed the channel?
Right. But growing up, when I was a kid, my mom and dad had the big, stereo system that was, huge, and it had the big plastic cover you took off to put the albums on. It had the 8-track, and it had, the dial for the radio that, was a big screen like that with the dial and all the turn dials. So, I grew up listening to my mom and dad's music. My dad loved the Grassroots, and, he had all this Beatles and, old country and 50s, 60s music, and then go to my grandpa and grandma's, and of course they got all the George Joneses and the Merle Haggards and all that kind of stuff. And then go to my great grandma's, and she's got the Nat King Cole and the really old stuff, but she had the most beautiful. It was one of those consoles,
Yeah.
5 feet long, and beautiful oak, and you open up the top and it's got everything there, and
got the 8-track in there, it's got the turntable in there. Oh yeah.
And it had such a great sound. And I think my brother got it eventually, but I don't know whatever happened to it. But and I just remember, and then when I was a kid, I had I don't know if it was a Fisher Price, but it was just the record player is big enough for 45.
Books on the book. They have books on tape now. Well, they've got apps that do it now, but I remember when we were kids, the little golden books would have the little golden record in them. And you'd have the little golden books turntable, and we would play the little 45 and read the book to you.
It was this little, I think it was Fisher Price even, and it closed like a suitcase, and it was battery powered, and you could take it anywhere you wanted. But I mean, we'd listen to the Beach Boys and the Beatles and all these 45s that my uncles had, and Jan and Dean and all these old 60s 45s. And I mean, I'm talking, we had boxes of 45s, and my mom and dad had a big collection of, albums, the Oak Ridge Boys. When I was a kid, I remember I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and I got 3 albums for my birthday. And it was Kiss, the Village People, and what was the third one? I think it was the Oak Ridge Boys. So, I mean, I listened to a variety of music as a kid, and I still do. I'm not into the hip hop stuff. or the heavy metal stuff. But
Yeah, not where they're if I feel like you're screaming at me, I don't want to listen to you.
yeah,
That kind of music, yeah.
and it's like if I can't sing along, what's the point?
Yep.
So
Still don't have any questions from the viewers. Well, Sweet Polly T needs a beer. Well, you go have a beer then, Sweet Polly.
right.
Go ahead and have a beer. Do you have any other gigs coming up besides here?
I'm there. What, the 20? Is it the 22nd, or what is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it 20?
14, 20. Yeah, I'd have to.
I gotta look at the calendar now. What did we put on?
I know it's Saturday. It'll be on the website or on the Facebook page, rather.
I'm going back through our text to see what we.
Yeah, we're still working on the website. And again, thank you to my producer for taking time off of his birthday to come do this show for us. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy, I almost didn't get on. My email from Jeremy went in my spam folder.
Yep. I was gonna text you because you said something, and I was gonna text you. Check your spam because that's what happens. Now you got to put him as favorite,
right?
Just in case I want you on again.
Okay, so I've got the 22nd at 6 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't 7. Well, I think I was thinking 7 because I was just reading this Elvis one.
Okay.
But it looks like we're about out of time.
And then the 29th, I'm in Clearbrook, actually. And there I'm playing with Pete Garcia, who used to be in Deliverance with me.
Oh, Pete's cool.
We're
So
doing
you
cool.
do pretty much just do a one-man show now, or?
Yep. Usually it's just a one-man show unless it's me and Pete together. And then we have so much fun. We laugh and joke and just get the crowd going. That's,
Well, yeah. You got to get the crowd involved. That's how you that's where you get the fans from. When they go out and say, because it's all word of mouth. They go out and they say, hey, I had so much fun. Listen to that. I was watching this Josh Whitlow. Those guys are fun. I mean, it's all word of mouth. Like, you can post as many videos as you want, sell as much merch as you want, but it's basically comes down to word of mouth, just because people don't always watch it. Like oh my God, another video. People don't always have time for that. But if they hear it from somebody else while they're actually having a conversation,
Yeah. I just watched Bobby's Facebook video of Lonnie living in the car.
Okay, well, Lonnie's supposed to be listening right now. I am happy to announce, I'm very proud to announce that Lonnie has found an apartment and he will not be living in the car much longer. Yay, Lonnie. Good job.
Lonnie. We'll have to write a new song.
Lonnie's not living in a car.
Yeah.
But his apartment isn't too far. At least it's not across from the bar. I don't know.
Yeah. Lonnie part 2.
Yeah, I think we should market that song and give it to HUD or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Donations.
Stop on out, folks. We'll have a good time at Little Bobby's on the 22nd. And I get there early and set up, so I may start before 6 and I may play right up till you kick me out.
Oh, we'll never kick you out. I mean, we got beds upstairs. Yeah. Right. But I do have I'm going to mention this one more time. I did it at the beginning, I did it in the middle, and I'm going to do it again. Tonight's episode was brought to you in part from Jared's Grocery right here in McIntosh, Minnesota. The best hometown grocer around. If he doesn't have it, he'll get it. And if he can't, you don't need it. And the next time you're around in town, stop by Jared's downtown, McIntosh, Minnesota, and mention this ad from the Buzz and get 2 gallons of 2% milk for only $8. Got milk? Well, Josh, I wanted to thank you for being on the show tonight.
Yeah,
I really appreciated visiting with you. Learned a little bit about you, and I can't wait to see you on the 22nd.
All right, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Well, thank you to all my viewers. You have been not very chatty tonight, but that's okay. Little Bobby Buzz with Momma T. Little Bobby's Juke Joint, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Central on Pioneer 90.1. And then we will have Elvis here next Saturday on the 15th at 5 p.m. I am Momma T, your host with the buzz, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.